Welcome back to ISOAdventure.Life. We're so glad to be out and about and have the option to travel and RV.
Yes, and finally getting to use our new Rockwood Mini Lite. Been waiting many months to try it out.
Yeah, like you, we're probably been trapped inside for a while, it seems, and really get out and experience some of the RVing we had envisioned back in, say, February when we first bought the rig.
So as you can see, we haven't pulled our hair out yet. But we're excited that we're going to be able to go spend some time in Wyoming at our lot there.
Yeah, we're looking forward to the cool air in Wyoming. It gets really warm, but there's hardly any humidity. You're right there by the mountains, and we're really looking forward to that. In our video today, we want to share a few things we learned with you on our first stop. So thanks for joining. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe and join us on our adventures. We've been gone quite a while, as many of you probably have as well on YouTube, and RVers and ready to get back out. We finally got a chance to use our Rockwood Mini Lite for the first time somewhere besides the driveway, and we enjoyed it. We learned a few things on our first trip out, and I wanted to share those with you today. So follow along. The first thing that we were told by our technician, and we learned about as well, was taking one of these pipe insulations. I bought 6 foot of it and basically cut it in half, and then learned I could put this under the door to help with the bouncing. On these sliding doors here, they're basically held up by some screws here and some screws here, and that's constantly bouncing up and down going down the road. So I take one of these and put it down here, and you can kind of push it up underneath there a little at a time and work your way across until you have it all underneath. Hopefully that'll stay. I've had a few occasions where it's worked its way out along the way. So I might look into the future as maybe some Velcro under there to keep it in place, but it's done a pretty good job. Another tip is probably to go ahead and do this while the slide is out in this model, so that it fits, so that you can get back there and reach. I think we did it once with the slide already in just because of necessity, and we were able to get it done, but it's easier this way. And then the other place to do that in this rig is in the bedroom, and we've already had an incident where the back one has pulled out because we didn't have the thing under there yet, and it looked like it was the shorter screws and not the longer screws that they would like to put in. So if anybody already knows how to take one of these off, let me know. You would think they would just slide off the end, but A, they don't fit, and B, they tell you that's not the way to do it. So if anybody knows how to get these specific ones and the Rockwood Mini Lite out of there, let me know.
Hey, so we have this cool little container here. My son 3D printed this for me so I could keep my oils in the camper really close to the sink. Now you may say, what's so big about this? You can see these pink spots starting to show up. This is heat sensitive, so when he prints it out, it's bright pink. So I have some pictures I'll show you from when we were in Waikini. When we got in that night, open up the camper, this was solid pink. So you know it was really hot in here. So this is kind of like our little temperature gauge that I just keep there, and you know, it keeps my oils in there too.
So yet another thing I learned in our first use of our hot water heater. We had tried everything at home in the driveway except the hot water heater, so the first time we went to use it, I learned where the second valve was that I didn't know about. And I also learned how to take one of these drawers off, so I'll show you that as well. So follow me down here, and in this specific Rockwood Mini Lite, you have to take off the what might be called the third drawer down, or the middle drawer of these 3 that pull out. So the first challenge was, how do you get this out of here? I found a video to watch and learn. There is a pin here that lift and one on the other side, and you go opposite. So one goes up and one goes down, and then it pulls out if you do it right. There we go. And then you can set that aside and reach in there. So in the other video with the technician, I think I zoomed in there pretty well, but there are two valves in here, a red one that you can see pretty well. That one I found immediately and turned, but then there's another one that you have to reach your hand way down in, that's the blue valve, and turn that one as well. So I had forgot to do that, or hadn't found it, and no water pressure was coming through. So that's the other part to remember, is to get that second valve and open up. If you've done these a lot of times, you're probably saying, yeah, I know that, but when you only see one, you forget that there's another one you have to look for. The next thing we learned, we stopped in Waukene, Kansas on our way across, and the wind was horrendous. Blowing constantly. We pulled in, it was 100 degrees. And when we went to get in the trailer and put our stairs down, it's this style here, which when the doors are closed, you can't open. So the wind was blowing crazy. We had to hold the doors back with one hand and adjust this with the other person, adjust this. And then on top of that, it wouldn't go far enough down to allow the door to shut. So two things for that. One, we think our carpet got jammed up underneath the door here, keeping it from going all the way down. We learned that later. But then additionally, we had to put the legs all the way down, pull the pin and put them all the way down, and that was barely getting the door shut. And then we had the wind constantly making this do this because the wind was blowing so hard against it. So I took, I happen to have one of these stakes for tents. You could use about any kind of stake, but I ended up putting it in between here and running it in the ground to try to hold it in place. Maybe here, you could put it in any number of places to try to keep this down. Maybe you've come up with another solution as well, but we had to come up with something really quick to keep this from blowing up when we were inside and trapping us inside. So windy conditions call for adjustments.